Hey everybody, welcome to today's video. Now you'll see here I've got a Wikipedia page up and I'm talking about this. And, excuse me, in all honesty, this page is worthless. It does give you some information about the program, and the only reason that it exists probably is because of Edward Snowden, but just to give you an idea that what I'm talking about is actually real. What is the Turbulence program? Turbulence is an NSA program that started in around 2005, as it states there. Actually, it was a little bit sooner than that, in which all of the data that goes through the internet is routed into various offices of various internet service providers, such as AT&T, and which the NSA has offices in, and they monitor all of the data that goes through the internet. Now let me repeat that. All of the data that goes through the internet. And what they are looking for with Turbulence is certain types of metadata. Now metadata is the data about the data. So as an example, and I'm going to stick with email here for this discussion, when you send an email, encrypted or unencrypted, metadata is the email account itself, who the email is to, what the subject line of the email is, the time of day of the email, the location that the email was sent from, the location of the receiver of the email, and many, many other things. Google itself, when it indexes websites, works very, very heavily on the metadata. Metadata is very important for search engine rankings. If you get the metadata correct on a post or an article, as an example, you will do better in the search engine rankings. Now, keywords are looked for within this metadata. So as an example, if you were to say something like private internet or VPN internet, as an example, or things like protesting, anything that the NSA, whatever the keywords du jour are, because they change all the time, if those are seen in the metadata, then the information is turned into the next program, which I do not believe that they're going to be talking about in here. I haven't looked for it. They're turned into the next program, which is called Turbine. Now, Turbine looks at this data and then adds a little bit of malware to it, right? And what this malware does is it enables you, the NSA, to see everything that you do on your computer system. So once you are flagged by Turbulence, you become a target of the NSA, an active target of the NSA. Now your request is immediately forwarded to whatever website that you wish to look up, and this information is returned to you with a little bit of extra code that allows them access to your system. This is not conspiracy theory, boys and girls. This is all fact, and this has actually been very, very well documented by Edward Snowden, who is really the person who has exposed this revelation. But you know, not that many people pay attention to what Edward Snowden has to say anymore. They did for a little while, and then they forgot about him. Right? It's just like with Julian Assange, what's going on with him. He's forgotten about now. He will die in prison in Great Britain probably very soon because his health is very bad, and then the problem goes away. That's how those problems are handled. You got to realize that. And it's time to become very proactive. So now, you have been marked by Turbine, and information, everything that you do is now sent to a different section for analysis with the NSA. Now from here, if you do something that causes them to become interested in you, you go to a different program which is called Turbulence, in which you are actively followed and pursued. Okay? It's almost as if someone has been assigned to you at that particular point in time. And believe me, you do not want to get anywhere past Turbulence. Okay? And this is global. It doesn't matter who you are or where you are. They are looking actively for people of interest. Now, cannot remember the name. I'm sorry, I cannot remember the name of the gentleman who was called on the carpet from the NSA to Congress, who actively lied to Congress about this program. And Congress knew that he was lying about it. But in all honesty, they were a little bit afraid of the program themselves, because saying the wrong thing, even as a congressperson in the United States, can make you a person of interest, and your life will be destroyed by these clowns. This, my boys and girls, is what happens because of apathy. When the citizens of a country or the citizens of the world sit back and go, oh, life is wonderful, we can trust these people, this is when the problem starts. So what do you do at this point in time? You have to secure your internet connection. You have to secure your operating system. You have to always be cautious. Now, you might notice, you may not notice, actually, hopefully you do notice, that I am accessing this information via the Tor browser. I won't even use the normal browser that I use for it, right? Why am I, which is the Brave browser. I want as much security as I possibly can have to access this type of information. Now, I do very much encourage you to get a copy of Edward Snowden's new book, which is called Permanent Record, because that is the goal of all of this, is to have permanent records on every person who's ever accessed the internet. This includes facial recognition, the fingerprint technology that's on your iPhone that you should not be using. Well, how can that be bad? Oh, geez, anybody gets that, they can clone your identity. What are you thinking? And it's not hard to get. Am I trying to scare you? Oh, yes, I am definitely trying to scare you, because that's the only thing that gets people to move. You see, if you want to control people, right? This is out of the art of war. If you want to control people, there are only two ways to do it. You have to scare them, or you have to confuse them. Today, the majority of what is being done to try to control people is to confuse them, when in actuality they should be scared. But right now, if you're scared, you'll do something about it. And that is just so important, boys and girls. We have to take back our privacy. If everybody takes back their privacy, we can put these agencies out of business, and they should be out of business. We do not need to spy on the world. Why are governments spying on each other? Because they're governments. This is what they do. It's not what the people want. I don't think there's any person in China who, if you could actually talk to them honestly, would go, yeah, what they're doing is wonderful. Of course, they will say that it is, because that's fear of death. We have lost, even in the West, we have lost control of the government. And I don't care if you're right or you're left wing. It doesn't matter. That's the illusion that somehow or another, if you put in a different person in the office, it will make a difference. It will not make a difference. And the only way you can fight back, because they have all the power, is to take back your privacy. And to keep your finger on the pulse of that privacy for changes. But you know what? It takes work. But so does anything good in life. If you're a success in life financially, you didn't do it by sitting on your ass and watching The Simpsons. Right? That's not how things work. You have to become proactive in doing this. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. There is much more to come. We need your help. Please consider becoming a Patreon with us. Every little bit counts. Right now, I'm very tied with what I can do. I am more than willing to donate my time to it. But resources, I need help with resources like anything else, right? So please consider becoming a Patreon and spread the word about digital wasteland, because you do not want your life to become a digital wasteland. There are many people today in parts of the world, including the United States of America, which people have been targeted by these guys who no longer have a life, right? They're living in absolute poverty because of it, right? This is perhaps the most important thing that we have to deal with today. Now, some will say, well, it's free speech. Yes, but they go hand in hand. Okay, have a great day, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the notification bell. Visit us on Patreon. I'm under suspension again on Facebook for the third time this week. They're calling me talking about security and privacy. They're calling that spam. I imagine very soon I will be permanently barred. But such is life. Right? When you disagree with someone, You make them go away today. Have a great day, guys. See you next time. Ciao.